All right, guys, so we got the 1083 spoilers. And let me put a huge caveat out there, guys. These are not from Read On. The spoilers that I usually go over on this channel are from Read On. He is like the main spoilers guy. But he said that he didn't want to put them out yet because they're coming in like 24 hours sooner than they normally would, and that it's risky. So we're going to be going off of Pew Piece and Immunopla. So just keep that in mind that some of this might not be true or just not entirely accurate. But from what I've seen, this is more or less what is going on in the chapter. And that being said, we are going to be going over the full summary of this chapter later on in this week, maybe Monday or Tuesday. So subscribe for that if you haven't already. A lot of you come back to my channel and watch my spoilers video, but you don't subscribe, and that's understandable. I get it, guys. But if you just need a reminder, here you go. Thank you so much. The cover of the chapter is Doflamingo. I don't know what he's doing here, but this is pretty interesting because in my last collab that I had with Sai and Parvision, we talked about who we think the full roster of the Cross Guild is going to be. And we took a look at one of the panels from Chapter 0, which showed Moria, Crocodile, Mihawk, Buggy, and Doflamingo. And we thought, oh, maybe this is what the full Cross Guild roster is going to be. So just saying, interesting that Doffy's showing up. I think we're going to see more of him. The chapter will start where chapter 1082 ends with Sabo, Dragon, and Ivankov. Sabo will talk about everything that happened in the Reverie, beginning of the flashback. So yeah, that is in fact where the previous chapter left off. We found out that Sabo survived the attack on Lugia by Emu, which we expected, but there still was a chance that he was nuked in the process. But, you know, if you just look at some of the context clues, we saw that he was not exactly on the island, but looking at it from a distance because he was on a ship leaving. And after, you know, reconvening with everybody, he started to sit down and speak with Dragon and Ivankov. And the final panel was, I'll tell you everything that actually happened in Sacred Mary Joie. And, you know, we thought he was going to talk about Emu because that was the whole thing. He was like, there was somebody sitting on the empty throne. But as far as I know, he's not discussing that in this chapter. I mean, maybe he is, but again, we're not getting the full details here. But we're finding out something almost as interesting because information about the 8 kingdoms that oppose the world government because of what happened to the kingdom of Illusia. These 8 kingdoms refuse to pay taxes to the world government, and therefore the government decides to send the Holy Knights to them to deal with them. It was mentioned that the number of the Holy Knights is 9. So that's fascinating. First of all, just that these other 8 kingdoms are actually standing up to the world government. And they're like, hey, you can't just casually commit genocide and expect us to be cool with it. Like, yeah, we're afraid of you, but there has to be like a line where we have to stand up. And we're not going to pay your taxes anymore, which I respect. But first, let's talk about GamerSup's new Waifu Cup drop. And this time it's Shell Phone. Guys, I love these new Waifu Cup drops. They never disappoint. And of course, there's always a shirt that drops with them that has the super aesthetic Shell Phone waifu design on it. Love the color of this shirt, and of course the Waifu Cup itself, an amazing shaker and GamerSup's drinking receptacle. What I've been doing lately is been taking a half scoop of red raspberry and a half scoop of anime girl thighs. That's right, that's the name of this flavor. Mixing it up and you get this awesome unique red and orange creamy flavor. So guys, if you're interested in getting your very own Waifu Cup shirt and of course GamerSup's, check out the link in the description and make sure you use code BIGZ for 10% off your purchase. You're also going to be helping me out too. Thanks, guys. You know, this is probably going to lead to them getting Uranist as well. And when I say that, it's because I assume, and I think it's probably the popular opinion at this point, that Emu and the world government by proxy is in control of the ancient weapon Uranus, and that's what she used to destroy Lelusia. Meaning that she could probably do that to any other island. I mean, as far as we know, maybe there's some kind of charging that has to go into Uranus. We hardly even know anything yet. I mean, we don't even know if she fully has Uranus yet. But the other thing here is the Holy Knights. They are finally being mentioned again. They were just casually mentioned, like, I don't know, last year sometime, a couple chapters back. I don't remember the exact chapter. Let me know in the comments if you remember. But these Holy Knights are fascinating because we don't know who they are. Like, in my opinion, it's kind of being built up as they're at least on the level of admirals, if not even above that. Just the way that they're referred to here and the significance that is implied that they have, it seems like they might be the strongest forces besides the admirals that the world government actually actually has. Like, these are the guys that like stay in the shadows and only come out for when the biggest deals need to be dealt with. And I like it because the world government and the Marines honestly do feel kind of shallow compared to the pirate world, you know, because like even at Marineford, you kind of saw it. There was only like the 3 admirals and then Garp and Son Goku. And then other than that, like if Shanks just decided that he wanted to join in the battle and teamed up with Blackbeard and the remnants of the Whitebeard army and everyone who was assisting them, they probably could have overthrown the world government right then and there. So I like that we have the whole 9 holy knights here. And maybe this will be the next thing that we talk about in my collab with Sai and Parvision. I always try to do a collab with them when One Piece is on break, but man, this holy knight stuff is super fascinating to me. Not even just from a power scaling perspective, just from an importance to the plot perspective, because these guys can also come in during the final arc and present like end game opponents to characters that necessarily didn't have one set up or were kind of lacking that. Sabo and Karasu, Morley and Lindbergh against Admirals Aramaki and Isho. In the fight, we will witness Karasu shooting crows at Iso, while Morley managed to stab Aramaki. Also, CP0 intervened in the battle, and they were in possession of Vivi. Okay, here we go. This is another big contentious point of the chapter. Obviously, I haven't seen the panels yet, but from what we're taking away here, it seems like Green Bull, you know, Aramaki, might be doing the job again here, or like a little bit of it, because he's getting stabbed, quote unquote, by Morley, and Morley is essentially just Yonko commander level at this point, right? And we saw how he did against the Wano crew. You know, he almost soloed all of them if, you know, Shanks didn't come and promote Film Red conveniently. But I'm liking this, and I think there's much more that we're seeing to this battle, which makes Green Bull look even worse, probably. I mean, naturally, if he goes against Sabo, he's probably going to get destroyed because that's just a bad matchup. You know, he's like the Forest Logia and Sabo is freaking Fireman. But Morley has like that tunnel digging fruit thing. And Karasu has some kind of unnamed crow, pseudo Logia, whatever. Paramecia, of course, but it kind of works the way that a Logia does in a way. And we're also seeing that CP0 was in possession of Vivi, but at some point she broke away from them with the assistance of Sabo, and now she's currently with Morgans in the news thing. According to Sabo, the main mission was successfully accomplished by enabling them to declare war against the world government directly by burning the world government flag, and even Kuma was free. So yeah, this was a big W for them for sure. And I saw some other spoilers that were saying that Sabo's bounty, or his new bounty, is revealed in this chapter, and obviously not being said here. We might get it in the full summary later on from Zhoniin, maybe not, but just keep that in mind that we might be getting Sabo's bounty. And I don't want to go too much into the speculation, but it's pretty high if it is revealed, like Yonko level high, but maybe not. But regardless, he deserves it anyway, especially because of the knowledge that he just gained of Emu's existence. Monkey D. Dragon says that the real war against the world government has now begun because the action of the Holy Knights, the Revolutionary Army, has started its first move in the battle by destroying supply ships headed by Mary Joie. So that's awesome. You know, cutting off the supply ships going directly to that place, which is crucial because it is kind of exiled. Not even kind of, it is. It's really difficult to get to Mary Joie. Like, you have to go up the red line to get there. And even getting there in the first place, you have to go through either directly through the Grand Line or the Comm Belt, or you need to be able to fly some way. I don't even know if you can go up Reverse Mountain to get there, to be honest. But I'd have to double check the geography. But just the wording here really makes it feel like the final saga, because it's like the real war against the world government. It's like, I hope this leads to Dragon, like, sparking interest in other factions, not even just pirates, but just everyone coming together to be like, oh, now's the time to go against the world government. Like, we're all inspired by this, because we saw that, you know, the world is really getting behind Sabo. Like, he's becoming more of a mascot than even Dragon is. Of course, this also means that we're likely going to see Dragon fight soon, hopefully, which we haven't really seen yet. We don't even know what his devil fruit is, which he very likely has. You know, probably some kind of weather manipulating paramecia or some kind of mythical Zoan that allows him to manipulate it. We see a newspaper in which the news of the corpse of Cobra, King of Alabasta, is presented, and next to him is the main accused Sabo. We also see King Nefertari Cobra heading to meet the Gorosei, and before he goes to them, he asks Pil and Chaka, the guards of the Kingdom of Alabasta, to take care of his his daughter. So I don't know if that's necessarily where the chapter ends, because that's very un-Oda-like. So to go back to what Pew Piece is saying here about, these spoilers are true, but not fully explained detailed. So I think there's more to this. We might see who killed Cobra. Obviously it wasn't Sabo. And I don't think it was Imu either, but it might be one of these holy knights possibly. Or maybe it's just one of the Gorosei. Like maybe it's Samurai Gandhi just finally using that Shodai Kitetsu and just takes his head off. But I don't know. It says the corpse of Cobra, so I don't know. It doesn't sound like his head came off, but maybe he stabbed him in the chest or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the spoilers. I really cannot wait to go over this full chapter, guys. It seems like it's going to be a really exciting, super heavy reveal chapter. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.